massive fraud is taking place within the government and the Somali population. Here, this building alone, Quality Learning Center, is a daycare, yet they spelled learning wrong and they said leering. This daycare alone in 2025 has received $1.9 million from the government. And the strange things about these childcare centers is there's no one here right now. It's midday on a weekday. And if you were to try to go inside, it's completely closed and the windows are all blacked out. No one's working, midday, children should be in here, and this place is licensed for 99 children, and this is the outside. There's no windows, no nothing, and like I said, they literally spelt the word wrong on their sign. This is open and blatant fraud taking place here inside of Minnesota. The government is complicit with this, and this is just one of the hundreds of child daycare centers here inside of Minneapolis being ran by the Somali population. It's sad that it's happening here in Minnesota, and it stinks that it's happening, and it's being...
You know, first of all, let me say that Nick Shirley, I discovered him this year as of the recording of this video, and he's done incredible work. Done incredible work of documenting and being on the ground floor, you know, of these movement and seeing what's happening with the protests and being in different cities. So I want to give a shout out to him. Nick Shirley, you're incredible. All right. The second thing that I want to say is I would venture to say that the estimated $9 billion or more in fraud that they've discovered so far is only a tip of the iceberg. I would probably venture to say it's probably way more than that, like more than double. Has to be more than double because there's so many schemes and scams that now that the spotlight is on Minneapolis, and so people kept wondering, and the reason why you've seen so many Somalians getting mad and saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe that they talking about us. Why y'all even targeting us? Why y'all targeting us?" The reason that they're doing that is because they don't want you paying attention or putting a microscope under what they do. So you start paying attention to what they drive, where they go to, how they communicate, what's happening. You start looking at their businesses, and you be wondering to yourself, where are they getting all of this wealth from? Where are you getting all of this money from? How did you just get here? And you just so happen to just become millionaires and got money and got power and influence. And you now all of a sudden can bankroll campaigns and get people in office and stuff. And you're not even that wise like that. You don't have a history of being that type of person. And this is why. Is because it's rampant fraud that is being ran all through the city, and it's being complicit by the lawmakers. The people, the politicians are complicit because they get in a slice of the pie too.
Labeled on the Somali population. However, that's just the facts of what's happening here inside of Minnesota. $1.9 million for this.
$1.9 million a year for that daycare that can't even spell learning correctly. Jesus Christ.
Daycare center that can't even spell learning right.
Here in Minnesota, a local realtor reached out to me to tell me about another way that Somalians are scamming Minnesotans out of their taxpayer dollars. In her community alone, Somalians have bought up over 455 homes. They buy these homes, claiming they're turning these homes into home health care centers.
Finesse. Anything you tie back to the federal government or you getting government dollars from, it's a strong possibility there is some finesse in there.
She says the way we know Somalians have bought these homes is because all of a sudden extremely nice cars start showing up. Mercedes, BMWs, the nicest cars are parked in the driveway. And she said by law, the state will not come out and inspect these homes and make sure these homes even have clients living in these homes. She also said, as a realtor, she cannot disclose to people wanting to buy homes in this neighborhood that Somalians have bought that home and they're using that as a home health care center. She said these homes can even take people in who've just been released from jail, and the neighborhood does not need to know about this. But she says many of these homes do not even have clients in them. But the state is writing them checks every month for the clients that the Somalians say are in these homes. And these Somalians are making millions of dollars off of these homes every year. The Somalians have figured out exactly the perfect plan as to how to scam Minnesota taxpayers out of them.
Imagine that you allow people to come over here on temporary protective status. And you look at them and you have mercy and sympathy, because immigrating into a country, they want the best and the brightest. And that's not just the United States of America, that's everywhere. You have to have a certain threshold or a minimum threshold in most places that are halfway decent to live in. You have to have a minimum threshold, or they have certain criteria that allows for you to even apply for citizenship into that country. You can go as a visitor, but you got to get out. And even when you go through customs, they're going to question how long you've been there, where did you go, what did you bring back, so on and so forth. They're going to grill you. They want to know why you coming into the country and how long was you there and what did you do before you left. And they come over here in the United States of America, again, because I believe that this is just the tip of the iceberg. They come over here in the United States of America, and every single thing that we're discovering now that